What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We just got over here to the shop. We're at B&K Performance. We got Randy's up on the lift. We're fixing to do a gear change. We got a whole laundry list of stuff we got to get done on his car before this coming weekend. We'll be at Piedmont Dragway, Carolina, no time. Hopefully Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If y'all are close by, make sure y'all come out. It's always some good racing. Don't forget, this is the last week of our giveaway. If you buy a t-shirt, you get entered to win a Hans device. All right, guys, y'all check it out. Okay, I'm gonna just show y'all a couple passes. This is the pass we run when we first got the car together, 157 miles per hour. I was just gonna show y'all why we were changing the gear. So here's the run. It comes up, it makes good boost, 20 pounds of boost. It runs 157 mile per hour. Now we did have the issue with blowing out the spark because that, well, it wasn't blowing out the spark. We were having problems with the wiring with that one cylinder going dead with the one pin that was bad. But around 157 mile per hour, that's about 5 seconds into the run. This is the actual run itself. If you look at the ET and the mile per hour, when 457 or 486 at 157, that's about 4.86 into the run. That 7,800 RPM converter was nice and tight, 7,600 RPM or so. And so that's not too bad, but let me show you what happens when you speed it up. Okay, here's the last run we done with Randy's car. And you see this is the one that went a 447 at 169 miles per hour. It made a little bit more boost on that one, but we took off, it goes up. This is where the converter flashes to, this point right here. And then it goes up to here. And then that 7,500 is where the shifter was set at. So 7,700 because it's always a little behind. It rolls into second gear for some reason. I talked to Mark Mickey a couple days ago, and he said most likely what was happening is the transmission fluid was a little low. And so we did just change the transmission fluid. You can see on the previous run it didn't do that, but it rolled into it for some reason. So hopefully we're not having an issue there. But the run, you can see the time on the top right here on the screen. That's 4.47 seconds into the run. Now we're at 8,300 RPM and 8,200 RPM on the drive shaft. So we gained, so that's still, the converter is locking up really, really tight, but it's just gaining more RPM than what we want. So that's the reason we're changing the gear in this thing. We're going to put a numerically lower gear, which is technically a higher gear. That's always confusing when you talk about it. But we're going to go down to a 370 or 388 gear. Okay, guys, we got this thing all apart. It's all disassembled. So we had a 411 in it, and the gear over there calculated out to be a 388. And it's real simple the way you do this math, is it really is the number of teeth on the ring gear divided by the number of teeth on the pinion, and that tells you what it is. So we got 388, 411, and Randy's fixing to count this one right now and see what this one is. So this one over here has got 34 teeth and then 10 teeth on the pinion, so that's a 340. All right, guys, well, we got the gear. It is in there. What a pain in the butt setting up gears. That 9-inch is always interesting. I mean, I know it's easier because it's on the table, but these things that roll in sometimes make it a little more difficult for me. We had to take this out to set the pinion a little bit deeper in there. The shims are set here instead of behind the pinion bearing. But we got, it's an okay wear pattern. I mean, this is a used gear set, so it's always kind of hard to get it perfect. And honestly, I can't get it perfect when it's not a, when it is a new set. It's hard to see the back, but the back is, the coast side's actually really good. It's down there. So the coast side should be nice and quiet, which is like Randy's thing. He hates a very loud gear. He's like, it's gotta be quiet. Everything else in the car is making a ton of noise, but anyway.
That 410 was horrible.
Yeah, the 410 was a little loud.
I mean, it still worked, but it was horrible.
Yeah. So this one hopefully will be a little quieter for you. But so he's cleaning all that off. He's gonna put a whole tube and a half of silicone back on it again. So we have to pry it off with, it was very difficult to get it off. I promise you used every bit of a tube. Yeah. I don't know if you used the whole tube or not, but it felt like it. See, Randy's has got the wishbone on it, and he's got all this aftermarket stuff with the rear end. Super nice stuff. So the other thing we got to do, this is the Mark Mickey transmission. We're putting transmission cooler in it, so we're not doing that tonight. But this piece is, we're going to take this off and see if it'll go here. But basically, the transmission cooler is going to circulate fluid from the pan into this line. So we're going to have to put an adapter into that line, so we'll be good to go. And this thing is not leaking, so that's a good thing. So it was definitely the oil that was coming from the turbo, from the feed line, it appears. So that's a good thing. So we're excited about that. So, all right, let's put the gear back in and we'll be set. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up tonight. We got the gear done. We put the 388 in there. We were hoping we had the 370, but the 388 is going to work. Got the pan off the transmission. Randy Haywood's going to weld the bung on it, and we're going to get this thing going. Y'all go fast and get some wind lights.